At the end of the century, on the remote frontiers of China, a leader named Willem and his men are fleeing from Mongol warriors who are pursuing them. Willem orders his men to release the horses to distract their enemies. This way, while the Mongols chase after the horses, the group gains some time to escape. That night, as they try to rest after a day-long battle, they reveal that they are mercenaries and that they are here to find the mysterious black powder. They explain that this is the reason they are here. However, their journey has been fraught with danger from the very beginning. They have lost more than 20 men and have very little supplies left. Just as they are considering turning back, a creature emerges from the darkness. It attacks the group and kills all the warriors. Only Willem and his companion Tovar survive. When the creature attacks again, Willem acts quickly, knocks it to the ground, and cuts off its arm. Although they don't know what they're fighting, they realize the camp is no longer safe and leave immediately. The next day, they continue on their way. However, they are soon spotted again by the Mongols and begin to be chased. They are forced to run for their lives with all their strength to survive. Eventually, they reach the outside of the Great Wall of China. But they are forced to stop because of a rain of arrows falling upon them. Now, they have no options left. Willem chooses to surrender to the Chinese rather than fall into the hands of the Mongols. Maybe this way they can spare their lives. When they reach the Great Wall of China, the Chinese commanders are astonished when they see the massive claw that Willem brought with him. Lin immediately asks where he found it. When Willem says that he killed the creature with his own hands, the commanders don't believe him and mock him. However, the strategist Van thinks that the man might be telling the truth, because Willem's weapons and clothes are covered in the creature's blood. Before a decision can be made about the fate of the foreigner, a lookout enters and brings urgent news from the watchtowers. Countless enemies are advancing toward the Great Wall of China. General Shao immediately gives the order for the armies to prepare for battle. Willem and Tovar are quickly brought up to the top of the Great Wall. In front of them stands a massive army wearing armor of different colors. It is a giant army. Each armor color represents a different duty. Willem is mesmerized by this order and organization. What catches his attention the most are the female soldiers in blue armor. This unit is under the command of Lin. The female soldiers move to the edge of the wall and ready their giant spears. While everyone waits in silence, a massive horde of green creatures approaches from afar. General Shao gives the order for the artillery to fire. The fire launched from the giant catapults lights up the sky and, falling into the enemy ranks, creates a vast sea of flames. Then the archers join the attack. The sky is completely filled with arrows. Thousands of arrows pierce through the creatures, but the monsters do not stop. Roaring, they reach the walls. The woman in blue armor and the soldiers bravely leap down and attack the creatures with their long spears. The male soldiers pull them back up using rope systems. However, despite all these efforts, many soldiers are eaten alive. Soon after, the queen of the creatures and her guards appear in the distance. The queen is approaching the battlefield to better command her army. Strategist Wan notices this and warns the general. General Shao immediately orders the artillery to target the queen. However, the guards use their bodies as shields, blocking the attacks and protecting the queen. The queen roars in anger, challenging the humans, then establishes a mental connection with her servants. She communicates her new tactic to them. This time, they will attack by climbing the wall. The creatures quickly scale the ramparts, hurling soldiers down with their incredible strength. As Willem and Tovar struggle to free themselves from their chains upon witnessing the chaos, another stranger named Ballard arrives and cuts their bonds with a knife, setting them free. When the young soldier Pan sees his friends being killed one by one, he overcomes his fear and charges forward, attacking one of the creatures. But the massive creature easily hurls him to the ground. Just as the young soldier is about to be killed, Willem arrives and thrusts a spear into the creature's mouth. The monster roars in pain and pushes him back, but Tovar immediately comes to his side. Together, the two attack and drive their spears into the creature's heart, managing to kill it. Tovar picks up the red blades from the ground, and he waves them like a bullfighter to provoke the next creature. The creature lunges at him in fury. At that moment, Willem takes aim with his bow and shoots it right through the heart. The creature collapses to the ground before it can make its final move. When the queen sees that many of her servants have been killed, she emits a shrill sound wave in anger and orders a retreat. All the creatures carry back the bodies of their fallen comrades, leaving no trace behind. When the battle is over, the Chinese commanders approach the two foreigners. Willem and Tovar lay down their weapons as a gesture of goodwill. General Shao praises them for their bravery and, instead of imprisoning them, assigns them a room where they can stay. After the siege, the young soldier Pond comes to William and thanks him for saving his life. Then Ballard joins them as well. It turns out that Ballard actually came for the same purpose 25 years ago, that is, to find black powder. But since then, he has been kept here and has lived as an English teacher. Ballard shows William and Tova the mysterious black powder they've been searching for and says there's enough for all of them. Then he comes up with a plan. When the next attack begins, they will take advantage of the chaos of battle to escape. Later, strategist Van arrives. He has found a magnet among William's belongings and points out that this is an important clue. According to him, it was this stone that allowed William to kill the first creature, because the magnet might be disrupting the brain signals of the creatures. Thus, the secret of the creatures is revealed. They are called the Tao Te. These creatures, in the 20th century, fell to Earth from space, and since that day, they have appeared every 60 years to attack the north of China. Their goal is to feed their queen and to multiply. There are 2 million people living in the capital of China, and the city is only 300 miles away from the Great Wall of China. If the Tao Te reach such a large food source, their numbers will increase rapidly and they will soon spread throughout the world. At that moment, General Shao notices that some soldiers have gone missing in the western towers and goes to investigate the situation with Lin. The soldiers move into battle formation, but they are met with a surprising sight. This time, the creatures did not eat the corpses, they deliberately left them out in the open. A group of soldiers begin to advance cautiously when they see a Tao Te in front of them. 2 Tao Te attack at the same time. While General Shao tries to protect Lin, he comes face to face with a creature approaching from behind and is severely wounded. Reinforcements arrive, but it is already too late to save the general. As Shao takes his last breath, he names Lin as his successor and gives him one final piece of advice. Never underestimate the intelligence of these creatures. A magnificent funeral ceremony is then held. Hundreds of lanterns are released into the sky, and the people pray for the spirit of General Shao to be guided by their light. Shortly after, the Chinese Emperor's envoy Shen arrives at Sedi. He brings with him records of the creature attacks from 60 years ago. The documents reveal that the general at the time wrote that the creatures became paralyzed after being driven toward a mountain. Near that mountain, there is a powerful magnet with the same properties as William's stone. Wanting to test this information, William suggests capturing one of the creatures alive. The plan will be carried out using giant hooks like those used in whale hunting. However, Tova reacts angrily to this and reminds them that their main goal is not to fight, but to escape with the black powder. Strategist Vance, on the other hand, begins preparations. The hooks are coated with anesthetic poison and a giant trap is set up. The goal is to capture a Tao Te alive and test the effect of the magnet. Soon after, the creatures launch an attack in waves. The soldiers form a defensive line. Giant blades emerging from the walls of the Great Wall of China slice the creatures into pieces. The warriors fight to the death at the edge of the walls. Lin gives the order to fire the harpoons. Giant hooks are launched along with chains, dragging and capturing many of the creatures. The Tao Te quickly break the chains and shatter the hooks to escape, but only one gets trapped. Ballard suggests escaping amid the chaos of the battle. Tova refuses, saying he can't leave William behind. William hesitates, but listens to his conscience and decides to help the commanders, joining the effort to capture the chained creature. The army surrounds the creature and creates a ring of fire with bombs. William jumps down and chains the unconscious creature, but is attacked by the monsters. Just as he's about to be killed, Tova arrives in time and saves him. New Tao Te emerge from the mist. The two fight together and kill many creatures, but monsters that breach the wall of fire surround them. The Chinese army launches an intense bombardment on the area. The explosions tear the monsters apart and William and Tova escape at the last moment. The captured giant creature is placed in a cage and the effect of the magnet is tested. When the magnet is brought close, the creature immediately stops and becomes motionless, proving that the stone affects its nervous system. Nevertheless, despite the objections of Envoy Shen, the strategist, and Van, the creature is ordered to be taken to the Emperor immediately. After the envoy leaves the wall, the soldiers discover a massive tunnel at the base of the wall. It is revealed that the previous attacks were distractions and the real plan was to infiltrate from below. Meanwhile, Ballard and Tova take advantage of the soldiers being distracted and prepare to escape by stealing the black powder. William intercepts them and says that now they must fight not just for themselves, but for all of humanity. Tovar does not believe William's words. These people cannot survive against that army of monsters. While the argument continues, Ballard knocks William out and they escape. A while later, General Lin learns that the Westerners have escaped. He becomes furious, thinking that William is with them. Even though William tries to defend himself, Lin no longer trusts him. The young soldier Pan says that William tried to stop the escapees and proves his innocence. Upon this, Lin orders the traitors to be captured, but has William locked up so he won't interfere with the army's plans. Lin decides to use hot air balloons to catch up with the Tao Te armies. However, these balloons have not yet been tested and are dangerous. Many soldiers die while using black powder as fuel. Only a small group manages to reach the capital. Many soldiers die while using black powder as fuel. Only a small group manages to reach the capital. Pan secretly frees William. William goes outside and finds the strategist Van. Van delivers the bad news. The Tao Te have crossed the Great Wall of China. Lin is heading to the capital and stopping her is almost impossible. Van says that the only way to salvation is to kill the queen. If the queen dies, all the creatures will stop as well. Instead of escaping, William chooses to go after Lin. Together, they are determined to stop the queen and save humanity. Lin reaches the capital, but the city is already filled with Tao Te. As the soldiers try to reach the palace, the creatures attack from all sides. Lin is surrounded. Just as she's about to be killed, William arrives. He grabs Lin and takes off, detonates hand grenades to drive the creatures away, and together they enter the palace. Inside, they find the Tao Te they had previously captured. One places a bomb on the creature's body. Their plan is to send it to the queen through the sewers. When the queen swallows it, the bomb will explode and they will all be destroyed. But the plan falls apart. The Tao Te discover their location. Most of the team is killed. Pan is seriously wounded but still alive. Then hundreds of Tao Te charge into the tunnel. Pan performs one last heroic act by detonating the grenades, destroying the creatures and sealing the passage. Before they even have time to mourn, one opens the outer gate and they release the creature tied with bombs. As planned, it starts eating the meat thrown in front of it and quickly runs outside, its goal being to carry food to the queen. The trio climbs the tower. Juan stays at the door and uses the magnet to keep the creatures away. William and Lin climb even higher. They must find a clear shot to detonate the bomb. William draws his bow and shoots his arrow at the queen. But the guards block the attack. The arrow explodes in midair, drawing the attention of all the creatures. William climbs even higher up the tower and prepares for a second shot. But the queen, she gives the order to attack all the Tao Te. The creatures charge the buildings in waves. Meanwhile, Van throws the magnet to William and Lin, then is swallowed alive by the creatures. They have only one bomb left. William and Lin jump out the window and grab onto the ropes, narrowly escaping the creatures that leap after them. William throws the magnet at the queen's guards, and immediately after, Lin throws her spear. The magnet slows down the creatures. The spear sends the bomb directly into the barrier. The queen tries to extinguish the flames, but it's already too late. A massive explosion occurs, turning the inside of the palace into a fireball. With the explosion, all the Tao Te are thrown back. As the queen dies, all the remaining creatures suddenly lose their ability to move and collapse to the ground. The palace is covered with the lifeless bodies of thousands of creatures. Humanity finally prevails. After a while, William returns. Here, he finds his friend Tovar, who was captured by the Chinese army, in a cell. William tells him that the emperor has given him a choice. He will either take the black powder or save his friend's life. William has chosen his friend because now he understands. Friendship is far more valuable than profit. William sets off into the distance with the army escort. General Lin watches him from atop the Great Wall of China and silently bids him farewell. William also turns around and gives him one last smile. He has a strange feeling inside. He knows that one day he will return here,